Welcome racers, my name is Rhino Combat, and I'm here to explain all the information you'll need to participate in the Amateur Sparrow Racing League events. In this video, we're covering the official course for the E.D.Z. Reconnaissance Run. It's a 2-objective sprint that spans 5 checkpoints through all 7 regions of the European Dead Zone. I'll be laying out the important features to be aware of, the locations of the checkpoints, as well as the finish line. It shouldn't be too complicated, but feel free to watch this video a few times to help you visualize where you're going. As these courses are not officially sanctioned by the S.R.L, they take place in hostile territory. So go ahead and expect to be shot at. A lot. The Cabal don't mess around. But if you just keep moving, you should be okay. We hope. Now, for this race, we're heading over to the E.D.Z. and selecting the LZ in the sludge. When you arrive, you'll be overlooking the starting line. Just make your way down to the road and face the marking that indicates a lost sector off in the distance. Down here on the road, there is enough room for you to all line up side by side. Now, I'll be showing you all the official path you should take to navigate the E.D.Z. Reconnaissance Run as safely as possible. I should also tell you that just because this is the safest route does not mean that it is the fastest. There are a few more direct routes as well as some alternate paths you may want to consider in your race to the finish line. The first items of consideration are the choke points. A choke point is an area where free travel is restricted to a very limited number of paths, oftentimes only one. These are places you'll want to keep in mind and make as clean an approach to so that you don't lose any speed or time when you get there. The only choke point worth mentioning in this race is the tunnels beneath the hills separating the gulch from the sunken aisles. This choke point is a game changer for all motocross racing fans. There are a few factors involved that make this choke point extremely challenging. For starters, the narrow confines of the tunnels themselves are a challenge for most players without good control of their Sparrow. Secondly, there are many little dirt hills as well as metal ramps that will launch a racer into the air. An airborne racer is one with dramatically reduced mobility. And lastly, the tunnels have several sharp turns and corners that, if not taken carefully enough, will cost you precious time due to slamming into the wall supports or other obstacles littering the tunnels. Once you've passed through the tunnels the first time, you're going to make a beeline for your first checkpoint. We're heading for the S.R.L, a Red Legion carrier ship parked in the sunken aisles. The checkpoint is the breezeway just underneath the loading ramp. Once you've passed through there, you'll be heading right back for the tunnels. The second, third, and fourth checkpoints are just ahead at Firebase E.D.Z, the Cabal's base of operations here on Earth. This Firebase's orbital cannon has 3 support legs that you'll be passing through, starting with the southernmost one and proceeding clockwise through the other 2. The 5th checkpoint is the stretch of terrain separating Firebase E.D.Z from the Winding Cove. From this point on, all that's separating you from your final objective is a few hundred meters of war-torn landscape in the form of impeding obstacles, as well as dozens of unusually aggressive anti-racing activists. That final objective is none other than the much sought-after finish line. For the E.D.Z. Reconnaissance Run, it's through Trostland, past the church, and down the overgrown alley. You'll be on the lookout for the containers in front of a building with its whole side blown out. Once you pass them, you're all done. Congratulations! You've completed the E.D.Z. Reconnaissance Run. We hope this video was inspiring enough to provoke you to action, educational enough to inform you of what to expect out there, and thrilling enough to hold your attention to the end. On behalf of the S.R.L, I'm Rhino Combat, and I hope to see you on the track.